watch this, pop off and pop shit. Dog, I see everything, so come and try to stop this. Take your best shot at the head or at the heart. See, I control everything, I'm ready for the dark. Let it spark.
Just hearing your message and your mission, man, like, yo, I got ideas in my head just to, you know, I want to help out too, man. But we'll talk about that another time. But the next question I wanted to bring up was online gaming in terms of esports. And what I wanted to know is, with esports on the rise the way it is, how can your program, you know, PlayFab, help that market grow even more, from creating the games or even being like a promotional sponsor or engine to help esports grow?
So I'm lucky enough to be friends with one of the founders of Riot Games, a guy named
League of Legends, yeah.
He was the founder of Riot. He made League of Legends, and I was talking to Brandon at a recent game conference, and you know, when he first created League of Legends, it was hard for them. I mean, they were a small company, and he was telling me that, look, if they could have used, if something like PlayFab had existed back then, they would have used it. You know, they would have used a back-end service technology, but it didn't. You know, back then there was nothing like that. So they had to build all the server code and all the back-end technology themselves, and it was actually really hard. In fact, it was so hard that when they first launched League of Legends, they didn't even have like the building stuff working. So for a while there, League of Legends was free, not because they wanted to make it free, but because they just didn't even have the technology working right in the beginning.
Wow,
and it took a
okay.
while to kind of get it working, get it up to speed, and obviously that game has taken off and it's becoming extremely popular. That's, I think, probably the most people playing League of Legends now, you know, at any given time is almost any game out there. And it's hard. It's really hard to build the technology to host and support a game like that. And so, you know, in terms of other games like League of Legends or others that are trying to create sort of esports movement, you know, online games, again, there's a lot of technology it takes to make that possible. And if we can make it easier, and by making it easier, make it, you know, lower the barrier to entry, make it possible for smaller teams to build games that become, you know, new esports of tomorrow, that's great. And then we've succeeded. We've succeeded in our mission.
Hey, quick question. Like, what are your thoughts on No Man's Sky? I just want to hear your thoughts on that game.
No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
You know, this notion of procedurally generated content, the notion that you don't have to create every piece of content with an artist in order to create a game universe, that just gives me the chills. I mean, I love that. You know, when I first heard about it, and I first saw like the trailer, I just got goosebumps because, you know, like I said earlier, I love puzzle games. I love exploring, and everyone's different. You know, some people like killing other people. For me, it's all about exploring other worlds, and you know, I love Zelda, and I love, you know, and when I first saw Minecraft, I mean, Minecraft, you know, blew me away. The idea of this whole world, we could basically just create anything at all you wanted and explore. And so the idea of this like virtually infinite universe with planets and stuff, that's just amazing. I mean, I think that's phenomenal. You know, if I could make a game, if I could be out there right now making a game myself, you know, I do want to do something in the same style of No Man's Sky, where you've got worlds to explore and, you know, quests and treasures, and I think that's just amazing.
Now that brings me to my next question. If you had to choose one developer, James, look, man, this is a tough one. All right, I made it tough purposely. All right, check this out. If you had to choose one developer to make your dream video game, who would it be?
Oh man, you know, I don't know. Man, I love No Man's Sky. I don't know the guys at Hello Games very well. If I was going to pick a team to actually work with, you know, who I really respect is the guys at Telltale Studios. You know,
Telltale Games. Oh my God, I love them.
No, I'm not Telltale. Traveler's Tales, the guys who made the Lego games.
Oh, Traveler's Tale.
And so polished and so funny. I guess I'm gonna have to go with Traveler's Tales.
Wow. Yo, I love getting this information from you, man, because, you know, with my interviews, man, I aim to inspire you interviews, and you know, you guys, man, like, I'm not sure how, like, you guys really I don't think you understand how impactful your lives are to people, man. Like, especially somebody like me. I talk about games. I play games, you know, all day. I literally own over 20,000 video games. I'm the realest journalist you'll ever meet in life. All right, period. Look. I'm telling you, this is my life. And I'm just to be honest, man. Just hearing you talk and getting the answers to these questions, it's like I'm learning something. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I appreciate it. So now the next thing I wanted to say is this, right? And I think this is very important for the listeners. But what were you doing, like at the exact moment in your life that you made the decision to fulfill your dream of creating PlayFab? Like the moment that the idea, the moment everything just clicked, like all the stars aligned for you, and you said, you know what, I'm going through with this. PlayFab is going to be real. Like, what were you doing at that moment? Like, what happened?
So I'm a big believer that luck is super, super important. You know, I think people don't always rate luck enough.
Right.
But I also believe that you have to kind of put yourself in the path of luck. The luck doesn't just happen. You have to kind of be out there, you know, ready for it to hit you, or else you're going to miss opportunities. And so I was actually, you know, PlayFab started actually because I had given a talk at a game conference. I've always been interested in the back-end technology, the server technology behind games. And I had actually given a talk at a conference called "Why Games Fail," and it was almost like a summary of all these major train wrecks we've had in gaming in the last couple of years of games that launched and then completely failed at launch because the server technology, the back-end technology wasn't ready enough or wasn't good enough or had problems or something. And so I was just giving this talk on all these different ways that these games failed, and the conclusion of my talk was that this is hard and game developers need help building better technology. And I never thought that I'd be creating it myself. I was just giving this talk on, like, you know, how hard this was and why we need to do a better job. And then in the audience of the talk were these guys from this game company here in Seattle called Uber Entertainment. Bob Berry was one of the founders of Uber. He came up to me afterwards and said, "Hey, James, I heard your talk. It was awesome. I think I may have an answer. You know, we've got this technology here at Uber Entertainment called the UberNet, which is basically, you know, really robust back-end technology for games. And we've been looking for a while now, how do we make that technology available to everyone, not just ourselves? And I'm looking for someone to come on and help me take that technology and then spin it out as a separate company and actually turn it into a real thing." And I was like, wow, it sounds actually pretty fun. And so I didn't know Bob that well, but he and I got to know each other really well over this couple months, and we just kept talking. And the more time we spent together, the more convinced I became that this is what I got to do. And so finally, earlier this year, that's what we did. I joined Bob, and we took this technology and we spun it out and turned it into a separate company. And my job now is to take that technology, and now my job is to basically turn it into a real company. So we've spent the last 6 months doing nothing but polishing it and getting it ready for you know, anyone to come up and use. And that's where we are now. So now, right now, anyone can come to playfab.com, download the technology, start using it. It's got documentation and SDKs and APIs, and we've raised money, we've hired a team, we've done all the things we need to do to make this available as a real business.
Wow, like, oh my God, this is incredible, man. All right, so just a few more questions and I'll let you go. With PlayFab, right, and everything that you created and everything being gaming inspired, you know, there is a music industry out there. There is a movie industry out there as well, and gaming is basically bigger than both of them combined. Like, gaming is just on another level right now. It rose so high. But does your technology, can it work with other forms of entertainment as well? Have you explored those options? Because to me, it seems like things is going to obviously work very well, you know, when it comes to the gaming. I see that you guys cross your T's and dotted your I's in that field. But also, you know, there's other forms of entertainment, like I said, and I think that what you got here with PlayFab can actually be implemented in other forms of entertainment, in other forms of interactivity, you know, VR and all of that, like all types of things. Have you guys thought about that? If so, what are your ideas for other forms of entertainment with PlayFab?
Yeah, so a couple thoughts. So first of all, virtual reality is coming. It's coming like a freight train. And, you know, I don't know if it's going to be perfect on when Oculus Rift finally launches next year. I mean, I've played enough of these. I've seen enough demos now, and I've used enough of the current generation of VR technology that it blows me away. And yeah, you got to be careful. Not every game works in VR. Some games make you nauseous, but the technology is finally, after like 20 years, caught up with the hype and the promise to the point where some of these experiences I've seen with virtual reality are unbelievable. And for sure, you know, we're going to be there powering some of these new experiences and powering some of these new things. But beyond that, I'm actually friends with a science fiction author. So first of all, there's this notion of transmedia. Transmedia is one of these buzzwords you hear in Hollywood a lot. And transmedia talks about this idea of combining together lots of different kinds of media together. So transmedia is the idea of having a story, which is a book and a TV show and a movie and a video game, you know, and a graphic novel. That's transmedia. And it's kind of a silly buzzword, but that's what, you know, Hollywood types call it. But I am a believer. I mean, I love creating universes. You know, we were just talking about No Man's Land. The idea of creating a universe that's real and that's out there, and that gets reflected, you know, you experience part of it in a movie and part of it in a book and part of it in a game. I love that idea. I remember being so excited when the Matrix game first came out. I was disappointed when I actually played it. But the idea that the brothers were going to create, you know, Matrix 2 and Matrix 3, and at the same time launch games and other books and things that all were part of the same Matrix universe. I thought that was just so awesome. And so I don't think anyone has done a good enough job yet of really creating these worlds that span these different kinds of media, and I'm excited to try to do some of that. So there's a science fiction author here in Seattle called Neil Stevenson, who I'm friends with. He wrote Snow Crash and some other stuff, and he's amazing. And we've been kicking around some ideas and stuff that you could do that cross the different kinds of media. But you know, nothing that can be announced or anything like that. But you know, I love the idea of trying to create things that do span different kinds of media.
Yo, look, I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. Like, you got a gift, man. You and your team, you guys have a gift. You have a blessing that has come upon you, man, with this PlayFab, man. And me personally, you know, like live right now, I just want to tell you, no problem, man. The pleasure's all mine. Like, I just want to tell you, like, look, like I said, I'm a big gamer. I'm into everything. Like, I love seeing people happy. I love seeing people work, and I love seeing dreams come true. My dreams is coming true. Everything is really happening. And, you know, I'm not sure if there's anything else that you're looking for or wanting to do right now with the team you currently already have. But I'm going to tell you, if there's anything I can ever do, whether it comes from just talking about it, promoting it, or whatever it is, I'm very well connected. You know, there's things I can do. There's things I may not be able to do. I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, I believe in it. Whatever I could ever do, you have a friend in me, man. And look, just call me anytime. Like, I don't care. But I really believe in this, man. That's why I wanted to take time out to talk to you, and I'm glad you had the time. So, you know, I really appreciate it, man. Seriously. So I look forward.
I really, you already did just for helping us get the word out of what we're doing. You're helping tremendously. So thank you.
All right, no problem, man. I'm happy to do so. So look, I'm gonna let you go. Can you tell the fans where they could find you at, and you know, find the product at, and you know how they could, you know, spread the word too?
Yeah, no, you just go to, look, it's easy. Just go to playfab.com, PLAYFAB, playfab.com, and you know, we're targeting game developers. So if you're a game developer, you want to make a game, check us out. You know, we make it a lot easier to build a modern online game, whether it's mobile or PC or whatever. So playfab.com, and if you're a game developer, you want to make games, you're using Unity or whatever, check us out.
All right, cool. Look, that was an amazing interview right there. Yo, James, I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for coming on, man. I'm going to talk to you later and stuff like that. And I just want to say God bless to you and your family, man. Thank you for your work.
All right, bye, Jared. Thanks.
All right, peace.